Hello guys, welcome back to another update. In this update I am showcasing the lasers. So I've done quite a bit of work. I've improved the laser or the turret tracking system. I have also added a turret weapon type, which is the lasers. Right now there's 100 small fighter craft class ships. Half of them have lasers on each team, and you can see them firing. On these ships, the turret's on top of the ship, and the angle on the x-axis on the turret is locked, so it won't basically be able to shoot down or be firing into itself. It can only basically shoot upwards. So if the target is directly in front of it, if it's below it, it won't be able to hit it. Right now, it still basically tries to fire at the target though, even though uh, the angle of the target may be lower than what the turret could actually rotate around the x-axis to actually be able to hit it. This ship would basically be able to hit targets above it a lot easier. So basically what I need to implement for ships that have a turret on it, if that turret's going to be the primary weapon, uh, and it wants to attack with the turret as opposed to a forward firing weapon, what would happen is that ship would need to set its vector target for slightly below that ship instead of following that ship's actual vector position precisely. It would need to offset its position slightly to bring its turret within range, so it would have a good angle for firing that turret if the turret doesn't have a locked axis, or if it does have a locked axis and can't point down or up to a certain degree, for example. So also I've added some icons to the turrets on space station and battleships that show what kind of turret it is. That right there is obviously a projectile turret with the bullets, and then that's a laser turret right there. And I put some blue turrets on the capital ships. Also, I changed up some icons for the indicator system, and you see on the edge of the screen when I go off the screen here, you can see the icons. There's actually two layers: the outer layer and an inner layer. The outer layer will show large-scale objects such as capital ships. Okay, so you want to see when I go off that capital ship, it has basically a red target reticle indicator there. And stations will have a different icon, as well as any massive object will all be on the very outer edge of the screen. And then fighter class ships will be on the inner. That way they're not all layered over each other, and you can kind of see what's going on better as far as situational awareness. I also improved the capital ship pathfinding, but it's still not completely as perfect as I would like for it to be. It will currently navigate around objects like these asteroids and space stations, but it's not quite as good as I would like for it to be. So performance is not bad. It's not as good as I was expecting it to be, with having far less projectiles in the scene. So what I'm about to do now next is I'm going to start setting up at least the basic systems for lotting out particle effects. I think these lasers, they basically have an emitter and a hit emitter. Whenever a laser hits a target, if I can show you that, or fires, there's actually a particle emitter going on at the fire point. And then let's see if we can get one that hits something here. And then when it hits this station, for example, there's also a particle effect going on at the hit point of the laser. And I actually fixed the pause too, by the way. I can pause it now without everything messing up. See if I can get everything's going on so fast here. I could make the emitter a bit larger for the laser so you can see it a little better when it is like hitting something. But you can see it right there. You see the little dot. So this capital ship is trying to fly through here. Let's see what it's targeting. It's targeting a little fighter ship. Freaking fly. So anyways, that's it for now. Took me a little while to get the lasers working. And I may make some graphical improvements to it. But the basic system is there and it's functioning. So it's enough to work with, at least to move on for now. And go ahead and start implementing a LOD system so I can help gauge performance a little better once I start disabling a lot of these unnecessary things, sprites and particle effects that aren't within the view of the player. And then after that, I'm going to be doing some more turret weapon type systems, which is going to be missiles. Yeah, missiles and energy weapons that have physics effects. So that's going to be the shockwave cannon, a tractor beam, and a gravity beam. And whenever those things hit ships or areas around ships, they will apply physics forces to the ships themselves. So it will be an actual physics simulation. And also, I would like to make a video. I've been very, very busy working on this, talking about the actual game that I'm making. Like, I know you guys don't know a lot about like what I'm actually making. I mean, you can see that it's going to be a space combat game, and it's going to be a tactical strategy game as well. But I would like to get into a little bit more detail about the actual game. Uh, you know what I mean? But it's hard to start. It will be basically first-person shooter from the perspective of a cockpit. Later on, you will be able to issue commands to your ships and your fleets and your squads in the actual battle part of the game. And this is actually the battle scene part of the game. Now, there's going to be two aspects to the game, which is the board game and the battle resolution part of the game, which will be in a lot of 4X strategy games. You have auto resolve, an auto resolve feature to resolve battle, or to actually play the battle out. And this game will actually have that feature. So if you wanted to just play the board game, the Risk style board game, without actually fighting, I don't know why somebody would do that, but it will be there. And if you want to actually influence the outcome of the battle, you'll have to actually play the battles out. And you're probably going to want to do that. Like I'm gonna kind of build it in where the player is gonna definitely have a motivation to want to play the battle out as opposed to trying to auto resolve it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think so far, and I'll be back with a video soon.